The following program is an LTX Enterprises production. The Falls Count Everywhere podcast would like to mention our friends at the following. The Searcher and Hide podcast, for mind-intriguing discussions about wrestling, movies, Bigfoot, aliens, and everything in between, then look no further than the Searcher and Hide podcast. You can find the Searcher and Hide podcast on Podbean, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many other platforms. Go check them out today. And Outside the Ring STL, join Shaft and General Vader along with others who share their love for professional wrestling as they talk about the recent shows from the major wrestling companies, all independent promotions from around the St. Louis area, and even talk about great moments in St. Louis professional wrestling history. Find them on Facebook at Outside the Ring STL. Get ready for episode number 38 of the Falls Count Everywhere podcast with our first ever Man of the Hour edition, featuring longtime ring veteran and Midwest Independent Wrestling Hall of Famer, Every Lady's Fantasy, Marcus Mansfield. This podcast is scheduled for one episode where falls count everywhere. We thank all of you joining us for tonight's episode of the Falls Count Everywhere podcast. Before we get underway, we pay honor, tribute, and respect to the greatest nation in the world as we play our national anthem.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, oh, that ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the and the home of the brave.
Hey, what do you know, everybody? It is your Thursday night ritual coming at you live with episode number 38 with our first ever Man of the Hour edition featuring every ladies fantasy, Marcus Mansfield. That's right, everybody. And we've got a great show lined up here for you. I am one of your co-hosts here, Rough Cut Rick Ruby here. Glad to see you, everybody that's tuned here this evening. On the other side here, I have no idea what he's doing.
I'm looking for something.
You're looking for something?
Uh-huh.
Oh my gosh. I don't think that's your best side, though. I don't think they want to see that.
Oh, sorry.
Oh my goodness. That's Mr. G. Keep my twins.
I'm having a show today. Trust me, guys. I apologize for that.
Yeah, it's okay. At least let's kind of get everybody in the view here. So let's kind of. Oh my gosh, I'm already thrown off here. I have no idea what I'm doing. Okay.
Sorry, I'm trying to find the book that somebody.
That's a view that I did not expect to see whenever I turned into a Mr. GQ. So
you should always expect to see that by me.
No. Well, everybody knows that you're a backside, but nobody wants to necessarily see it. So
yeah, well,
yeah, I know. Ah, my goodness.
Here we go.
Here we go. We're good now. Hey, I got some quick trivia for you, real quick, GQ. What happened? What happened 52 weeks ago today?
It was a year ago.
Almost, yes.
I mean, I didn't study. You didn't tell me there was a quiz.
I know. I throw you off, but we actually had episode number 1 of the Falls Count Everywhere podcast.
Who was our guest on that show?
It was Joker who was our guest
on the first one. On
the first one, yep.
Mm.
Here we go. It's already starting. Here we go. Butch Fletcher already in. Lost the cord on the floor. Keeps the video going. Nice. Hey, but we welcome everybody to chat in here. Apparently there's a lot of let's see. There we go. Okay, there we go. Okay.
I already just saw what it was said there too. So
yeah, I already said. I just had to catch up on the back chat here, so that's good. But hey, we've got a stacked show lined up here for you, and so stacked that we're going to go ahead and get our first guest on, who's not been seen in quite a while around the wrestling.
Well, when you're in the backwoods of Missouri, nobody wants to see you to begin with. He's eating the sheep.
Yeah, unless you're going out to Walmart to get fuel. But anyway.
I see what you did there.
Here we go. We got a cousin Zeke McCoy that's with us. Hey, what's up, man?
Oh, it's good. Good. How you doing?
Man, it's been a long while, but shoot. But we know that you've got some history with our future man of the hour, Marcus Mansfield. But before we do that, how are things been going for you since you've pretty much stepped away from the ring?
Oh, life's good. Doing well.
Doing well.
I miss it a little, but I miss it. But I miss more of the family environment that's always brought. That's
Yep. And we may be up in your neck of the woods this coming Saturday.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. I spoke with GQ.
This guy knows how to say the right name when he's on a show like this. He knows how to say the right name. Just saying.
Yep. So so he'll be in attendance here for the big show coming up to Hannibal this coming Saturday for American Championship Wrestling, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in a little bit later in this hour. But man, so you got some great memories of Marcus, or you got a great story that you want to share with everybody?
Oh, I could go on and on and on. If I had to.
Mark, I know there's stories about painting roofs as pranks. I mean,
yeah, Mark's one of a kind, that's for sure.
No, I'll agree 100% on that. I mean, he's got to be the one person that will rarely, I say rarely, I've seen it happen one time backstage against Chris Paul, but I won't say what happened. But rarely has he ever had a bad comment about anybody.
No. Mark's a 100% good guy. He's my big brother. I mean, not blood, but he's carried me through a lot of times in my life. And to see a tribute being made to him, it really warms my heart. That's why when I heard about this, I had to get in here, because who doesn't want to be a part of something like this, right?
I mean, after all, he's probably the only one that we know that's been a Hall of Fame mentionee.
Yep. Yeah, for big time. Yeah. So, I mean, that's really awesome to what Glenn did at his induction speech. So, some awesome stuff. Yeah, but I mean, heck, you were around my rookie year, and
I remember it.
Yeah, man.
Was that when he was the roadie or whatever it was?
Yeah.
The roadie. It was good times.
Yeah. Hey, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have had my first singles win. And then, of course, he could have at least told me that there was a slick floor on the other side, so I had to swipe up and follow my butt.
Wait. What fun is that to tell you that? I mean,
you went to tell somebody in the crowd to kiss it, and slip, hit a wet spot, straight down.
Fell straight down.
That was the funniest thing.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, then of course the crowd gets a whole big laugh at it, and I'm sitting here red in the face, trying to how to cover it up.
Yep. I believe that was in Hannibal, Missouri as well.
Yep, it was. And that low.
Move over to your right real quick. You're right.
Oh, come on. Last Saturday.
Zeke is the only one I know that has worn that to bars and other establishments.
We went straight after the match one time. You and I did.
We're not going to talk about it, though, so we're good. Not on this show. Next week we can talk about it.
I was still wearing that goofy outfit.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do, right?
We had fun. I spent last Saturday with Mark. You guys, he's pretty excited. You guys are coming around.
I saw the cars you guys were driving too.
We was out having a good time. We spent all day Saturday and Saturday night there. I spent the night with him at his house, and he's pretty excited about all of this.
No, yeah. Well, I mean, I'm going to tell you right now, Saturday night is going to be a fantastic. It's going to be a fantastic event. Definitely one to remember. And I know that ACW does not disappoint when they put on a show. So
it's always great. I miss it. I don't have I don't have in me to do it anymore. It would kill me, but I just love to be a part of it again. From there, watch it. I'm gonna be with Mark. Watch him being honored.
Yeah,
he truly deserves it.
What about Butch Fletcher saying something about the Cadillac Club in Hannibal? Is there something I don't know here?
I want to know that question.
We had so much fun, guys.
Oh man,
I'm glad you guys are still doing this.
Oh man, yeah.
Well, it's coming on 24 years for me, and good Lord, it's aged me. I think it's been 80 years.
Wow.
Yep. Yeah, in year 24. Yeah, in 25 years myself. So
you gonna be there this Saturday yourself, Rick?
Yeah. In case you didn't know, I'm actually their heavyweight champion, getting ready to defend my title. Cool. So
we gave him a belt because his pants kept falling down.
Yeah, I didn't want to look like GQ. When you turn your backside to the camera and you're bending over looking for something.
Wow.
Well, speaking of which, hold on. Let's look at this picture for a second here from the archives.
Wow.
If you look, you see Ruby right in front of Searcher. You have Marcus, Dork the Clown, JD Hall Beast, Zeke, and some maniac. I don't know where he went.
How do you keep finding these things, these pictures? I can't ever find them.
Hard drive?
I think GQ's truly a master of the dark web, if you ask me. So you better watch your P's and Q's.
That's not right. Funny though, if you think about it for a second, though, I'm going to show one picture here because I know he's going to be listening at some point watching this one. The other person right behind Marcus.
It is.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
He was given the link to call in, though. So,
Yeah.
okay.
Well, I
Yep.
hope he does. I'm going to sit through the whole thing.
I'm going to be right back. Since somebody didn't listen, I got something to take care of.
All
Hey,
right.
guys, I'm going to get back at it, too. I rode my motorcycle over here to where I'm at. I'm going to keep
Okay.
it right home. But, hey, I'll see
Drive
you guys
safe.
Saturday.
Yeah,
Definitely.
we will
hold
see
on.
you Saturday. Yep.
Real
sure.
quick.
I'll be
You'll
looking
get an
forward
understanding of this, please. Now, I almost did the mistake there. Please, Zeke, drive safe. As
Thanks,
we don't
guys.
know I don't know what the orange ribbon stands for. So
All
please drive safe.
All right.
I love you, man. See you guys.
All right, brother. Take it easy. That's cousin Zeke McCoy, everybody. And we're going to bring on another guest here real quick because I know we're getting another scheduled guest that's getting ready to call in. But we saw this guy just last week. Hey, what's up? Playboy Double H. What's going on, man?
Fellas? How are you guys? How are you guys doing?
Man,
A little closer if you can,
Move closer. Can you hear me?
or at least on the volume. Yeah, put
Yeah.
that up there real quick while I try to take care of somebody.
Can you hear me now? Is it good to go? Can you guys hear me good?
We're good. We're good now.
Yeah, we're good, man.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're like I said, of course, we're honoring Mark, the man of the hour here, or the man of the show, I guess, pretty much, because we usually get longer than an hour here. Oh, you know what? We're getting ready to have our calling
For
guest.
the first time, he's actually early.
I know, right?
He was late when we had him booked on our show.
All right. So on the phone right now is one of our featured guests who's called in and who's going to have some time here. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the promoter of American Championship Wrestling. I give you the Searcher. What's going on, Searcher?
What's up, champ? Can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine, and I think the others can hear you as well, right, GQ?
Well, I can hear him fine, sir. Thank you. How's it going, boss?
Yeah, you got Big Texan out there getting you some food or something. I don't see him hanging out with you.
Well,
Usually
he's down in
where you
Texas.
are.
I'm over in Hollywood. I'm in Hollywood right now, so he's in Texas. So
Oh, man.
You're in Hollywood Boulevard, you mean? Is that where you're at?
no,
One of
that's
those
what Playboy
Club?
went down. He
Is that
wanted to
where you're
scope it out. Playboy wanted to scope it out for a second.
Oh, okay, cool, great. How you guys doing, man? I really appreciate what you're doing for Mark here tonight.
Oh, man. Well, like I said, we just wanted to make sure because there's a big show Saturday night, and that event's going to be a lot better. But we're just trying to bring feature with the man of the hour, and for all that Mark has done, more than just inside the ring, but more importantly outside the ring as well. And it's felt with keeping things together, within the locker room, and keeping and just being a great example of what a man should be. When he's outside the ring, when he's not inside the ring, being a wrestler. So
I mean, Searcher, we know Marcus was your idol to begin with because you always followed him everywhere you went. You always followed him. Even right there behind him, while he has a belt, you're like, oh, can I have one of those belts? I mean, you followed him everywhere. Just saying. I'm in trouble Saturday. I know.
I did.
So.
I did. It's one of those things where just a few people in your life you meet and instantly they're your brother. And that was the case with me and Mark. I couldn't ask for a better friend. I couldn't ask for a better role model. I couldn't ask for a better person to see. I don't really talk to too many people, especially about any troubles or problems. But Mark, I called every day. Over and over again. And we talked about just about everything because he's that special. Mark has touched everyone he knows in a positive way. He's a very special person, man. He really is. And this weekend is about him, and it's about honoring everything he did, all the great memories he gave us, all the great matches he did. It's really going to be something special, and I really hope Hannibal and Bowling Green and Vandalia and everyone else. I hope you all come out. Oh, Louisiana, you know. I hope Momo even shows up to honor, you know, one of the best guys in the business, you know.
I mean, you got to think of all the factions that have been around here, around the area locally and stuff. He's been in every single one of them. He's been in the faction, as it was called, the studio, PYT. I mean, Gentleman's Club, I think he was in for a brief moment. I mean, so he's been in everything because that's how great of a talent he is.
Mark is more than just a great talent. You know, he's like that great general. He's a motivator. You know, he has such a relationship with God, and just you know, I don't want to put anybody down or anything, but you know, we hear a lot of people speak about God, and then when the tough gets going, we all do this. I do it. Probably you guys too. You know, we pray to God that hopefully we get that promotion or hopefully we get that title like Rough Cut did. But when the times go bad, we kind of like, why is God doing this to me? And God, you just don't care about me. And Mark and especially Mark and Carla, you know, which is Mark's wife and his whole family. I've never seen a more faithful, loving, and truthful people when it comes to their belief in God, friendship, and love. I mean, they don't lose any faith. Mark was supposed to be gone almost 2 years ago. I mean, they literally gave him 6 months, and Mark said, "Nope." Mark is the Wolverine because he keeps healing over and over again.
He took the pencil from the original book, or he rewrote it.
Yeah, he did. He did. Well, Mark told God, he said, "Hey, God, let me tell you something. The best bookers use a good pencil with the best eraser. And I've got the pencil now, and I keep erasing what you keep booking, pal. So you just stay in the locker room, and I'll call you when I need you." That's what Mark's been telling God for a long time right now. And God said, "You know what? You book this show, brother, for as long as you want." So good, man. Real good.
Yeah.
I know.
I like this.
Quick, hold on, Searcher, real quick. I know Playboy wasn't going to be able to stay long. He has business to take care of. He wanted to make kind of a general, like a statement real quick on it.
Sure.
Playboy?
Oh, I don't want to cut off Searcher, but no,
I
was
did
just going to kind of hang out. That's why I'm just going to, no, I just wanted to kind of hang out. This is one of those shows that you just don't miss. And this is me outside of the Playboy character. I mean, Mark is one of the most dearest friends of mine, and I know it's going to be a very emotional night for me on Saturday. He's been a lifelong friend since I've stepped foot in the business. He's kind of been one of those guys you kind of look up to and kind of want to mentor. Well, not mentor, but want to follow in his lead. And I just remember as a young kid, not even in the wrestling business at this time, and my dad and I went to a wrestling show once or twice, and I just remember my very first time ever seeing him. And he'd walk out in his little red robe, and he's, you know, walking with all the women, and he's just strutting like he's just all that. And I just remember as a young kid, I probably in my early teens, just screaming at this guy. And honest to God, I never liked him. I was like, man, this guy is a jerk. And I just remember the time screaming at him, and he'd scream back at us. And, you know, he'd call us a little twerp or whatever. He always had his famous words. And, you know, fast forward to probably 5-6 years later, I actually meet the man like up close and personal in a locker room. And it's like a complete 360. I mean, the guy is like one of the kindest men you'll ever meet. I mean, and not only had during that time, I mean, he even remembered who me and my dad were, which is kind of cool because, you know, you meet people in your life and it's like, oh, I know that face, but you never really put two and two together. And he was one of the guys that says, oh, yeah, and he would say these exact words that he said to me and my dad at the time. And, you know, and it's just one of those guys that just carries a lot on his shoulders. And just, if you ever needed anything, he's always there. And I just remember he was always reaching out with me. I went through a tough time just recently, and he was one of the guys that that kind of reached out to me. And he didn't have to do that, but it's just that friendship that you build over time with people. And he will always be a lifelong friend. When we expanded PYT years ago, he was one of the very first guys that came to mind because he just had that demeanor and that look, and he's just one of those guys that I always wanted a connection with. And he was always the guy that would be there for me when I was always down. We've made trips to WrestleMania together. We've had many dinners and lunches and anything like that. So I just want, this is one of those shows that you just can't miss. And I'm sorry I'm getting emotional, but this is outside of Playboy and PYT, and he's just a great all around guy. And I'm really excited for Saturday.
I was going to say that's the thing, Playboy. I was getting emotional too, especially when you said about how he reached out when you were having your problem with your issues and demons and everything. 3 or 4 years ago, it was before I was even on a lot of the meds and I was on, and he reached out.
He's just one of those guys that who's always there. I mean, you've got friends and you've got enemies in this business, and he's never been on the enemy side. He's always been the guy that, I've always gone to for advice or anything like that. I've always wanted to pick his brain, and and then we had that show in Hannibal, last year or year before, and to pick his brain and actually meet his longtime friend and a huge guy in the wrestling business, Kane, and to actually go through a seminar with Dr. Pritchard. I couldn't thank the guy more than, I just don't think I have enough words to really thank him as an individual. I mean, I love him. I love his family, great family. And I'm just really looking forward to Saturday, and it's going to be emotional for me all around. And my goal that night is to win that King of the Mountain match, because I want to win it for him.
Yeah, there you go. And I know that the Searcher is still on the line here, and I want to see if Searcher can actually give a real good story, either if it's whether it's during a show or maybe away from a show or whatever, as far as like one of the best stories that he can recall ever, because he's been with Mark, he's known Marcus a very long time as well. And is there any particular story that really stands out that really everybody should would be really enjoyable to hear, Searcher?
I've got a couple quick ones if you got time.
Sure.
But first I'd like to say that young man there, Playboy Double H, and his whole family, I do not agree with what they do in the ring and the way they behave sometimes at my shows and others. But I have come to respect and love those guys. They're like that uncle that gets drunk and parks the car in mom's flowers. You love them to death, but man, they're always going to do something to where you got to bail them out or make an excuse for them. But they are truly the sweetest, nicest guys, some of the sweetest, nicest guys in this business. As for you guys, I mean, it's just great. Yeah, let me tell you stories real quick here. The first one I like to say is that the second match I ever had was on the same day. My first match was with a man named Johnny D, which started training me. Well, then they come to me and say, hey, it's a two-show. Really, you were on this card. Remember, it was an hour of wrestling and 3 hours of karaoke, okay?
Oh,
and then an hour of wrestling. Yeah. Remember that? It was in a baseball field. It was in Clarksburg, Missouri.
Oh,
and they go, hey, you're going to be wrestling the Repossessor. And I go, the who? And I'm nervous, because it's my second match. And he's like, they're like, Frank's like, the Repossessor. I was okay. So I go out, and I'm standing in the ring. And they're like, and the Repossessor. And everyone's looking around. Where's this Repossessor at? All of a sudden, this is this giant, huge baseball field. On the other side is a field and a creek and a road that dipped down. And I see this guy on a lawnmower. And it drives down in the creek, up the creek. And this thing takes like 15 minutes to get there. I think it stalled and he had to get off and start it again. And it finally gets there. He parks right into the ring, doesn't know how to stop it, and it rams into the side of the ring.
Right.
he gets off, and Doug Michaels, the referee, looks at me and says, "Who the hell is Frank booking? I don't understand. He's lost his mind." And he comes in, and it's the repossessor. I wrestled him, and I handled him pretty good. I beat his ass. So I'm new to the business. So I go back in the locker room, which is the oak tree up in the field under the other trees. And there's the repossessor. And I go up to him, and the guy takes the mask off, and it's Marcus Mansfield. And I was like, what in the hell? And he's like, "Welcome to wrestling, kid." Like, okay.
I died
And
laughing.
then-
Oh my god, I died.
Or see, I was the biggest mark in the world for Kane. And when I first, when it came to a CSWA show, Frank said, "This is the ring that Kane learned in. This is the ring that Kane's got to start in." And that I was the biggest mark at that time. Well, then I find out from Mark. Well, actually, I found out from other people. Mark never really told me. He said, Kane is like my good friend. He's, I guess best friend. And I'm always like, I was with Bill at the butcher at the time. We were thicker than thieves, and we're like, oh, okay, sure, whatever. Hey, good stick, Frank, telling people Kane was here, and good stick, Mark. What do you want us to buy you lunch? You're trying to work us new guys, telling us that you're Kane's buddy. Well, he says, hey, come over to the house before the show. We were wrestling at the Armory up there in Hannibal. He says, come over to the show. Or come over to the house before the show, about 2:00 or something like that. So I said, okay. So me and Bill walk in there, and here's another thing too. We're big guys, me and him, and everyone is telling us, "God, you guys are big, man. It's been a long time since real big guys have gotten to wrestling. You guys are so big." And we're like, "Dude, we are the Undertaker and Kane. We are massive, okay? We started to, like, that walk where you like stick your chest out and have your arms out like you just got out of the weight room, but you really didn't." That was us all the time. We just thought we were the biggest, massive things. We're like, dude, we are going to be stars. So I walk into Mark's living room, and he goes, he comes on the porch. He goes, hey, man, so Glenn's here. So, and I didn't know who Glenn was because all I know is Kane. I don't know. He's like, Glenn's here. So I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, Kane, he's here. So I'm going to introduce you guys. So don't like freak out, don't be marked. And I'm like, I don't want none. So,
Okay.
So I walk into his living room, and this is so funny. This is so true too. Mark at the time, he had a couch that had no legs. Okay. So sitting in here, I either playing video games or watching TV. I used to love walking into people's houses that had ceiling fans because I come so close to people's ceiling fans, and that's for, I get close to it, and I want them hopefully to see, look how tall he is. He almost hits the ceiling fan. Well, here's this guy sitting on the couch, and I instantly realized that is Glenn Jacobs. That is Kane, and he was hot. It was his 98, okay? You couldn't be more hotter. This guy is sitting on a couch. He is almost 7 feet tall with no legs, and it's a cushion. And I just saw my hero spend about 15 minutes trying to get off this couch. And then finally he stands up and he passes that ceiling fan, and he keeps on going and he keeps on going. And right then and there, me and Blade realized we are medium-sized guys. We are not the giants that we thought we were.
Which, by the way, Blade is on the video feed right now too. So,
how's it going, fellas?
Oh, okay, cool.
Since you were talking about him, you guys were not supposed to be marks. I figured the mark will bring everybody on.
Hey, look, we're all marks in this business, man.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we are.
I am a mark.
Oh my goodness. So hopefully excuse me. Getting a little bit dry. Yeah, I know. Oh, but yeah, so speaking of which, he may be calling here in any minute. I don't know if he'll call in on this number or how to do that. I don't know.
Ruby, it's your show. You don't know?
I don't know. I don't know. I know what time it is. I didn't expect Searcher to be a little bit early, but I guess he shoshould be. We all expect to be early for promoters, right?
Hey,
you
Ruby.
said 8:15.
Ruby, if
You
you're
called
going
it 8:13. You're never early, Searcher.
If you're going
Uh-oh.
on searcher time, it'll be like 10 o'clock tonight.
Hold on, guys.
Yeah.
Hey,
Hold
Searcher, if I accidentally hang up on you, I'm sorry, but maybe we'll try to get you back on here in just a second.
Call afterwards, Searcher. We know you can talk for a couple hours, so.
Did you hang up on the promoter? You just lost your spot.
Yeah, I know. I think I did. Hey, guys, guess
The belt's
what?
up for grabs.
Hey, guys, guess what here? Just a minute, because we have a different caller on the line. We've actually got our man of the hour on the line, I believe. Marcus, are you there?
This is Marcus Jr.
Marcus Jr. All right.
He's listening to his stuff, though.
Oh, yeah. I think so. Mark, is that you,
Turn
man?
your feet down for a second.
This is Marcus Jr.'s son.
Oh, okay. His son. Okay.
Yeah.
What's going on, buddy?
Not much. What are you all up to?
Nothing much, man. We're just kind of honoring your dad here as the man of the hour here for this week's podcast, and we've got a big show coming up here Saturday night. Of course, you know that.
Yep.
And so we're very very excited, and can't wait for this Saturday. So
Can't wait either. I'm excited for it.
I love that he is going by Marcus Mansfield Jr. That just makes my night.
yeah, that's right. Hey, you got to pass the tradition on, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Hey, man. Yeah, second generation. It'd be a second generation wrestler. So
Yep.
carry the looks, carry the swag, man. You never let it.
Now, Marcus Mansfield Jr. Is this a shoot? Are you going to train to be a wrestler?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Official.
I love this. That's just made my night. Totally.
Okay, so that means you get at the so you're gonna get at the building at 1 o'clock. You're gonna do half the work. We're gonna set it up.
Gotta put in my work right.
Hold on. We got to show this one that was left over from last week when we were talking. Don't forget that.
Concession stand special.
The hot dog and
Yeah, I gotta
handshake.
start paying my dues right.
You got to pay your dues, brother. That means you're going to have to get in the ring with the butcher and put me over, which your dad never did.
Well, hold on now. I think you guys were over when you were together anyway, if you remember this picture.
Oh, my God. Look at that.
Well, I'm gonna let y'all go, and here's the real Marcus Mansfield.
Oh,
All
okay.
right.
All right.
Yes.
Awesome. All right. So, Mark, is she with us?
Yeah, what's going on, man?
Oh, man. This is the man of the hour right here. How you doing, buddy?
Doing well, man. Doing very well.
Oh, wow. Well, we've got a lot of guys here that have come in. I mean, you missed Zeke that was earlier. I hung up on the searcher just to get to you.
Which was good on that one.
I hung up on him the other day, too. It's all good.
Oh, we're not going to get into that. Okay.
I'm just kidding. I'm just totally kidding. I didn't.
Oh, but most importantly, man, I mean, me and GQ really wanted to make sure that they kind of do a special show this week because we know it's a big event coming up Saturday at the Emerald Coons Armory in Hannibal to honor you. And it's definitely for all that you've done, not just inside the ring, but just to let you know that all of us here, especially on camera, and I'm sure a lot of others that are listening out there, really appreciate and love what you've done for them as far as being there as a friend, as a mentor, just someone to talk to, someone that that you lend an ear on, and just your strong faith. Really, I mean, you're probably one of the best guys I've known outside the ring to carry themselves, and really, truly an example of what a family man should be, as well as carry a wrestling career. And I just appreciate you more than you know, man. And we definitely think about you and pray for you as much as possible. And we hope you stay well. So, but with that being said, on the camera.
early on in my career, you were probably one of the better ones that's ever treated me with respect. You probably were my best paid I had on the local with that show that got canceled, but we all got paid anyway. We all of us remember that one with the lightning storm that was happening around it. And you've been one to check on me when I was down and in low in my life and everything, and I appreciate everything you've done for me.
So that was GQ, by the way, Marcus.
That's awesome, man. That's one of those awesome.
Yeah, and also with us here. Yeah, go right ahead, brother. I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. I was just gonna say it's just one of those action figure brotherhood that just can't quite do everything that you need, but you can do it.
Yeah,
you can do it.
Hey, Mark, this is the butcher. I guess you know me as Bill, but I want to hop on what GQ said. When I started in the business, like a lot of guys were just really hard on you, and Mark was the one guy that pulled me and Pat aside and wanted a true friendship with us. And to this day, I consider him one of my truest friends. And anytime I ever was without a job or needed anything, Mark was the first person to give me a call and say, hey, I can help you out. And I personally can't thank you enough for everything you've done. It transcends anything inside the ring. And let's be honest, what wrestling can come and wrestling can go, but it's what's outside the ring and the friendships that we have that should mean something. And brother, I love you so much, and your family and your faith and your love for your family. And you're such a great role model for everybody in this business. And I just want you to know how much I love you.
Well, thank you so much, man. I can't tell you guys how much the mean yeah. They just have done, you know, I mean, yeah, I know you know better, and I know you'll take care of it. But
and this is Carla. We just want to thank you guys, you know, not only for hosting this, but for being a part of the show on Saturday, just being a part of our lives over the last almost 30 years, and for loving us like family, like you said, Bill. I mean, it's more than just what's going on with a wrestling show. It's what's going on outside of it, and who we are to each other, and it's a big, huge family. And you guys have always been there for us as well. And I mean, our kids have been raised around it. It's pretty much they lived and breathed wrestling. And you know, we've all had an opportunity to be a part of a brotherhood that is much more than just a sport, much more than just entertainment. You guys know as well as we do that there's so much more that goes on than what people see in the ring. And we just thank you for all that you guys have done, for loving us, you know, through the ups and downs, the mountaintops and the valleys. I mean, you guys have been there, and we appreciate that a lot.
Yeah, Carla,
can I just say, from a man's perspective, like every guy wants to have a woman that will love them through thick and thin and be by their husband's side forever. And you are a great role model for all of our wives, and we appreciate that, seriously.
I thank you for that. I mean, I've got a great husband, so
yes, you do.
Yeah, and I'll just interject. You've got a great family. I mean, to Mark's sister, to all the kids, to anybody else that comes around your family, and all your friends, and just, I mean, and I know your faith, and let me just tell you, I mean, it's really good to know that a church or a family of faith can come around and support one another in their time of need, and even go beyond to somebody else who has maybe going through another similar scenario. You're going through their time of need, and you're there for them, even through your times of trial and suffering. Your entire family is stupendous. I mean, they're amazing, and really, I mean, we're
I
family.
still,
We're
I
family
still had the
forever.
book that they gave me to read if I ever got to that low spot again too.
Yeah, and so I mean, you've
Yeah,
done a lot for us.
I just wanted to step
Thank you guys.
I
Honestly,
just wanted to step in if
I
Mark
mean,
is
it's
still on there.
Mark. Will tell you over and over and over again. It's only by the grace of God, because it's not because we've done things right, not because we haven't tripped. It's not because we haven't fallen, got dusty, got dirty, got muddy. It's just absolutely by the grace of God. And I mean, we all have that. Some of us just, some of us embrace it more than others. Some of us realize it more than others. And I just thank you guys for being being open and listening to what he had to say and about that, and for being respectful. And you guys, I mean, so many of you guys have responded and are those same men also. So I think that, I mean, it says a lot about all of you guys. Like I said, it's a brotherhood.
Yeah,
So we appreciate you guys as well, and we love you guys too.
Yeah,
We see those same qualities in you guys. It says a lot about all of you.
yeah. So you're in Carla, and I think Playboy was trying to get in here if Marcus can hear.
Yes.
Because Playboy had something that he wanted to kind of voice to Marcus here. So Playboy, go ahead,
Talk
brother.
a little loud, Playboy, if you can.
Yeah. Try to get closer to the mic if you could, Playboy.
Can you guys hear me better now here?
Yeah, it's a little better. Yeah.
Is that good?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, Marcus, I just wanted to say thank you, man. You've been a true best friend, or a friend in this business. You've been a mentor to me. I just remember that time when I first met you as a punk kid in the stands, and you yelling me and Dad. And I just want to thank you for everything you've been through with me in wrestling, and most importantly for reaching out to me when I was having the hardest time of my life here recently. That's true friend. You always looked outside of your own self to watch out for others, and I couldn't thank you enough for being a part of my life and enjoying and being by my side through something I love, and that's wrestling. And I love you with all my heart. I know Dad feels the same way. You've been a true friend in this wrestling business, and you don't meet many people like you, and you're one of those true friends that you have a lifelong friendship with. You've got a wonderful family, your kids, and a wonderful wife, and I wish I could pick your brain on how to be a better husband, because somehow I can't do that. I just want to say thank you, man. I love you, and I can't wait for Saturday. I'm going to be very emotional, but we're all doing this for you, man. I love you with everything I've got. So I just wanted to thank you personally, because I know there was times you've reached out to me when I was going through that hard time, and I kind of pushed you off to the side, but you were one of those guys that always reached out to me, and I never really got to really truly thank you for that. So with all my heart, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, Mark, and
Now, since we heard from PYT, I'm wearing a Vicious and Delicious shirt. Delicious is on the phone, and we actually have also here your partner, Vicious. Let me click on that real quick. Hawk, how are you doing?
What's up, fellas? How are you guys doing?
Great. So we got Hawk Elliott on the line here for you, Marcus. So Hawk, if you got something, maybe kind of, if you got a story or you want to say your words to Marcus, here's your chance, my friend.
Well,
sounds like
you've always you've always been a brother to me, man, and I just can't wait. I can't wait to see you guys this weekend. I'm going to be at the show, and can't wait to see you and Carla, and hopefully all the kids will be there. I'm really looking forward to it. We've always had a special bond, I think especially since our wives were pregnant at the same time, back in the day. But you know, it's been a long time, 30 plus years knowing each other, and just want you to know how much I appreciate you, Carla. I know you're listening. How much I appreciate you. You guys rock. You're a rock, and I'm glad that you guys have been in our lives.
Thank you. We appreciate you guys too. I'm remembering as you say that there was a little Marcus and a little Hawk in the oven at the same time. Actually, I guess it would have been a little Marquita and a little Hawk.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
You know, we cherish so much, and you know, the brotherhood, and I think somebody said it. You know, it goes beyond wrestling. Wrestling is a small part of it. It's becoming that family, the group, the lifelong friendships that last forever, and all the people we've met, and just and being a part, you guys being a part of our life, it's been great, and really words just can't describe how much me and Cindy cherish you guys that much. We always tell we love you guys that much, and Marcus is he's always special to me. He's always got a special place in my heart.
Me too.
Me too.
Thank you guys so much.
Yeah.
So much.
Yeah. Thank you.
Well, you guys know it is.
Yeah, I just think I think so many things as I listen to you guys, and I just I think about you guys talking about inside the ring, outside of the ring. I mean the brotherhood that goes on. I mean there's the camaraderie, the friendships, and personas aside, I mean we're all people first, and the truest reflection of who we are is who we are when we think no one is watching, and you guys always have eyes right up on you. You're in front of an audience, you're constantly performing, but when you walk out of that ring, there may not be an audience, and you guys are who you are and who you choose to be when no one's watching, and you continue, you guys continue to be, upright, upstanding citizens, and I think that goes a lot to say why so many of you have been in the wrestling business as long as you have. You know who your friends are, who's true to you, and who's true to themselves, and I just thank you guys for allowing us to be a part of that, and for embracing us, and just loving us then and loving us now. Thanks, guys.
And loving you guys always.
Yeah. Love.
Same.
Yeah. And
Same here.
yeah. So, I mean, we're definitely looking forward to seeing you on Saturday, seeing Mark on Saturday, seeing the entire family, or with all family friends. Hopefully, there's going to be a bunch that are coming down on Saturday to pay tribute to Mark. I mean, just for what not just what he did, to help us in the business, but more importantly, what he's done outside. And it's definitely, like I said. I mean, when the time comes, I'm probably going to be my emotions are going to be flying everywhere as we speak, because I have to focus in on the match, and then after that, pay tribute. But I mean, all of us guys here, I mean, all of us vets. I mean, when it comes to Playboy, when it comes to GQ, especially when it comes to Blade, when it comes to Hawk, you're looking at a core of guys that have been, over 20 years each, easily or more, and have known Mark a long time. And I mean, just even with the chance with me personally, with getting the chance to meet with you guys when you came into town before you had to go off to a doctor when you were near me, and you sat with me and me and Trisha, and just kind of talk about life, talk about faith, and just knowing how strong your faith is, and and it's just putting your faith in God. You guys are probably one of the most faithful people that I know, putting their trust in God, whatever may be. Because we're not guaranteed each day, guys. It's pretty much by the grace if we wake up or not.
Absolutely.
And we just can't take things for granted. And I know I'm guilty of that when I lose, when I just get numb to other things and just taking things, like, oh, I could just do this next week or whatever. So we've actually had a couple of people try to call in, but they couldn't get in. But I definitely don't want to interrupt. I did put out an alternate number, guys, if you can, and then we'll see. If we can get that line going. Hopefully, we can get that line going. But otherwise,
yeah. Well,
but the most important thing is
we'll
you guys are here. You guys, we just want to make sure that we take all the time that you guys want to to be on here. Definitely, there's no rush on letting you guys go. I mean, but we just want to make sure, let you know how much we appreciate, not just Marcus, but especially you, Carla, and the entire family, because it definitely takes a strong family to back a man who wants to stay in this business for as long as they want. And for as long
Amen.
and for as long as Mark has been in here, you have been in Mark's life equally, or maybe if not longer, before when Mark got into business. Definitely before you guys started dating before that. So
she has read a lot of books in the last 30 years.
Right?
Man, I knew that was going to come.
Yeah, she's read.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's read a lot of books. But I also wanted to say here, while he's on the line, that we've got Michael Lilly, who actually got back in the business as a ref here a couple of years ago. He says, so please let Mark know that I've always appreciated the way he's treated me good when others treated me like crap, especially when he was younger. So, and then also we've got Butch Fletcher.
Hey, Mike.
Yep.
Hey, Butch.
Yeah, he said, Butch says, words can express him and Pam's love for you guys.
Yeah, we love you guys too.
So you've got a lot of people that definitely think the world of you. And, we definitely, I'll just say you just got to keep the faith every day. And,
yeah, absolutely.
And then whatever path will lead, you have to follow. So,
yes.
But if there's,
I don't want to hog the words here, but
yeah.
I want to throw out that in a very appropriate month to be giving a tribute to Mark, and we appreciate it whatever month it is. But Mark's actual diagnosis is glioblastoma, and which basically means that there is a brain cancer present that is from brain tumors, and it is Brain Tumor Awareness Month this month. So it's Go Gray in May. So we would just encourage you guys to help spread awareness about glioblastoma and what it is. And anybody wants to wear gray, to go gray in May in support of that, we sure appreciate it.
Okay. So Go Gray in May, Brain Cancer Awareness Month. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I've seen some of the gray images that you've put up there. With Facebook. So, and also, for what I can remember, trying to wear my Make Your Mark shirts, if you've got those, every Wednesday.
Yes.
So, it was great. I don't think we've really seen you since we've had that fundraiser back in November.
Yeah.
It's
been
it's
COVID's
been pretty
kind of changed
busy.
the world the last year or so. It changes changes our social interactions, but it'll never break the boundaries of friendship. That's for sure.
Yeah, and I know since then, since fundraiser, he's had treatments of radiation. He's been through treatments at least 3 weeks, maybe more, of chemotherapy, and still trying to fight this. That's all since November that you've been through this. That he's been through.
Yeah, this June 8th will be 21 months, and his neuro-oncologist in St. Louis said 5 months, and he said Mark's reply was, "My God's bigger than any plans or any words that you have." So we'll just choose to place our faith in God, and we know that He's bigger than anything that this world has to offer. So we'll just keep on keeping on, and faith and God are the largest part of that and the foundation of that. So
yeah, and
It's
also
like we said early on, whenever you were told the 5 months, Mark decided to take the pencil and rewrite everything so he could be around for a lot longer, and help decide when he was going to go, and using God as well. And he might even book himself to win a battle royal, like how some pencils do. But anyway,
I'd put him over for the battle royal.
we all would in a heartbeat.
That's right. That's right. True king of the true king of professional wrestling, and oh my goodness, I've got to find that photo, because I will probably share that photo of when last time they were in Hannibal, when he had the gold with the black shirts with the gold, and those are classic.
Yeah, those are
classic.
Yeah.
So I gotta.
But I know,
find that
like
picture.
we keep talking about him. We'll put the poster on here real quick. Hold on, turn Virgil off real quick there.
Okay, yeah, I will.
And turn that off too.
Oh yeah, well, I will. Well, hold on. Okay, there we go.
The show we keep talking about is May 22nd at the Coons Armory, correct?
Yeah, Emerald
Yeah,
Coons
I see it
Armory,
at the bottom.
right?
And it'll be this weekend, and I think our tickets available then, right? No pre-sale being done.
Tickets available in Bowling Green at Murray Satellite and Cellular Center, or at the Brick Oven in Hannibal. And we thank them for being sponsors, for being ticket outlets for us, and one of our hometown businesses here in Bowling Green, and then just a really great business in Hannibal. They've always been big supporters of wrestling, and especially of ACW and the wrestlers, and just good friends of ours. Great food, and I'm hearing that maybe some of us are going to partake of that on Saturday. So looking forward to seeing you guys there too.
Yeah, very well. I'm hearing that too. So, I'm hoping to be a part of that. So,
I will be there.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, I'm always good at eating anyway. So.
Thank you guys so much for everything, and we just thank you for the opportunity tonight.
Okay, yeah, like I said, we're going to keep plugging in, but if I understand, if you got to go, but much love, much prayer to you. Like I said, we will definitely see you Saturday, and we'll definitely have a great time. We'll definitely have a great fellowship. That's for sure.
All right, thank you guys so much.
Mark and Carla, love you guys, love your family, and we'll see you Saturday.
We love you.
Great.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
All right, see you guys. See you. Okay. Well,
hopefully, with us still listening, if they're still listening as well during the show, if they have any 2X or 3X of those black with gold shirts, I'm getting one.
I guess.
Go ahead and answer that one.
You don't want to. You don't want to.
I've already been talking to somebody on Instagram or whatnot. So
yeah. Well,
and we got cousin Zeke
at this point. Yeah. So here's what I'm going to say. Okay, there might have been some issues that have drawn up as far as comments made in here earlier tonight. They have been taken care of. Okay, so unless you really know Marcus Mansfield, okay, unless you really got anything to contribute, please, okay, We're asking you to please, only for Marcus Mansfield, because if you go off script, if you go out online, I'm going to tell you right now, I will find anything possible for you to even breathe through our lines of communication ever to Falls Count Everywhere. So
I'm already making it happen. I've already given that warning. So
yeah. So hey, look who showed back up.
yeah, I know. He just trying to be all sexy for some reason.
You know, I got home. I got home and I thought, well, we'll see how the guys are doing with those things. So I looked back down.
Yeah, but did the street lights come on? It's time to come home.
Hold on. We know Marcus is every lady's fantasy. This is every cousin's fantasy.
Ah.
Oh.
Oh boy!
It only means something if you're in Arkansas.
Do you guys remember the show we went to? I think you were both there. It was at some big biker place, and
are we talking Shady Jacks again?
Yeah.
I just remember some dude jumped out of the crowd and he wrapped his arm around Mark and started biting him on the butt. and Leo, Bubby, he kicked the dude in the head. We thought like all these bikers were going to be, looked like they were going to be heated, but they drugged the guy down and laid him in the wood line and just left him there. But I just remember the dude biting Mark.
Yeah, I remember that. Searcher needs to call back in that way so we don't lose our spots for kicking him off the phone earlier.
That's all right.
Searcher was telling some stories and everything, and I know we'll throw up a couple more pictures and everything. Oh, where is it? I lost where. I forgot how to run this thing. Here's another good one.
Oh yeah.
Oh my Lord.
That's JD Hall when he was that size.
Yeah.
I had to. I'm sorry. Love you, JD.
Yeah. Oh,
and we remember the story with this one.
Yeah, I remember that.
Because he was man enough to do the spot when Chris Powell wasn't.
Yeah. And we don't want to see another picture of someone with their train.
It did not get put on there. I know better than that one.
Please don't. There we go again.
Wow.
And those are some sharp belts. I mean, Chris Powell had the Missouri. Oh my freaking God! I'm going to kill somebody. Anyway,
the same person.
Yeah,
Stud and Mark the Bushwhacker. Oh, go ahead.
No, you're no. Go right ahead.
I was watching the match with the Bushwhackers, Mark and Stud, the Hollywood Studs and the Bushwhackers. Pat had posted it, or certain.
Yeah.
That was great. I remember that show.
Yeah. That was.
I'm going to say this, and because I'm not going to let him call in because I know how it happens. Our person was saying about how he knows what it's like because he had a friend that passed away from the same thing. So, and it is a hard thing to deal with. So,
there's not a stronger man than Marcus Mansfield, let me tell you.
Is that me?
I don't feel like I'm losing Mark. So,
well, like I said, we all know how well the pencil could change the course of history in wrestling. So,
absolutely.
I'm going to bring a box of pencils to give to Mark and say, "You here, fight this."
Yeah, give me 1 second, guys. Now I'm getting a little bit annoyed.
Let's see what else we got here. Of all the pictures that I had of Mark, I don't have any in that white jacket.
Oh, yeah?
It's always the red jacket. It's like... And these are cool belts, I would say. Those are the type you can steal from anywhere.
Oh, are we going there again?
Yes, I am, because they made jokes about it before. When things I remember when things patched up with that promoter. He kept making the joke, taking the belts off the table, running through the back with them though too. So
yeah, all right, here we go. Thank God we got somebody calling back here.
Yay!
Somebody that I've actually
Yeah, somebody that actually can really contribute to our session here tonight, which is the searcher calling back.
Right
Thanks for
on.
calling back, sir.
Hey guys, that was great. Wasn't sure if Mark was going to be able to do it. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but the cancer and the radiation has really affected his brain, and sometimes when he talks, it's hard for him to put the right words in order. And I got to tell you, he sounded fantastic. Like I said, Mark is a phenomenal superhuman. He is definitely one of a kind. And I really do. I love seeing all the comments. I love hearing everybody telling stories and everybody showing the love. Zeke there. Zeke's Zeke, you and I have to rent another dune buggy down there in Cozumel and go driving and get chased by the cops again. We
Get a $500.
We need to do that again.
$500 cheeseburger.
Yeah, that's right. I'll tell you a funny story about Zeke real quick here. We were in the Grand Caymans. We were all swimming in the ocean, and Ziggy was so drunk, and he was red. I mean, he was. I got news for you. Crazy Horse was never redder than Zeke was because he was so sunburned, and he's about 2 miles out. I'm not kidding you. He's about 2 miles out. He's so drunk, and people that don't know him are going, that man's going to die, And so I was making this joke. Wilson from the ball from Castaway. I kept going when he first was drifting away in his drunken state. I was like, Wilson, get back here. Well, people all started calling him Wilson. So when he finally come back to the shore, everybody's like, Wilson, you okay? And he's like, who the heck is Wilson?
I remember I hitched a ride.
Crazy guy, man.
I hitched a ride on a kayak. I just grabbed the back of it and they pulled me back, gave me a ride back.
Yes, you did. Yeah. Yes, you did, man. I just also I just want to let me tell just a few little stories, and then I'm gonna get off here and let people call in and stuff. But you guys all remember that Marcus Mansfield and Chris Powell are probably the two most clean freaks you ever meet in your life. I just, their clothes had to be perfect. They always they could never wear shoes more than 3 times, I think. Just all kinds of clean freaks. Well, I had the honor of throwing both those guys in the lake at Lost Valley. It was a great day. Never forget their faces. Mark, we often love to tell the story that, and Ruby, you were there, and Zeke, I think you were there too. We were downtown at a haunted house, and there was a coffin, and me and Mark destroyed this coffin. We ripped the top off the coffin. By the time we got done with that thing, it looked like it got dropped out of a plane. And later on, we find out it was like a $6,000 coffin, and we weren't supposed to touch it.
Yeah, it belonged to the darkness. It belonged to the darkness haunted house downtown. We went through there and we saw that smashed up coffin because you tombstone somebody on it.
Well, I actually let Mark actually, he's superhuman because he Pearl River plunged me on that thing. It was, dude, I have the video of it. At one point, we're fighting on it, and there's like 5 workers being yelled at by like the owner, get that thing out of there. And every time the guy would get it like two inches away from the platform, one of us would land on it again. it was fantastic.
That wrestling match was at a haunted house out in the parking lot or somewhere else.
Yes, it was.
Leo was still with us then.
Hold on, Searcher, real quick. There's a couple of things. There's Marcus Mansfield Jr. said, Uncle, what about the time there was a storm in New Roll? I don't know. I had to talk to Tex on that. And you and Dad almost fought 2 guys.
Say it again.
Oh, in New Orleans. Out in New Orleans. Yeah.
There was a storm in New Orleans, and you and Dad almost fought 2 guys.
Yes. I was wearing a Donald Trump shirt, and I was walking down on Bourbon Street.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Mark went to meet me, and some guy started cussing me out over my shirt, and I stopped, and I got mouthy with the guy, and I turned around, and here come Mark. Mark was ready to go
People don't know that about him. He's always like a super nice guy, but he's got another gear. He really does.
He will fight. Yeah.
But he'll do it so
that's
clean,
the
though.
thing.
He does it so clean. Like, go ahead.
Me and Mark were so stressed out that whole trip. I mean, we went through a hurricane and everything. That didn't stress us out. I mean, you know, we're spending money left and right, and I'm drinking pina coladas. That didn't stress us out. What stressed us out was Zeke. Every time you turned around, like I would get in the elevator, go to breakfast or something, there's Zeke in the elevator. I'm like, what are you doing here?
That's where he was sleeping.
That guy right there, Zeke McCoy with Donnie is one of Mark's oldest and best friends. And that you couldn't find a better man there. And you want to talk about a redemption story. That man sitting there right now, you know, talking. Hey, if you want to learn about hard times, but coming through that and making something of yourself and being a man that actually people look up to, Zeke is that guy. I mean, and that's a lot because of Mark Morton. That's who it's because. I mean, really just awesome. Dude, you're awesome, dude. And I don't want to take this time because, like I said, I don't want to take too much time on people.
No.
I
You
just
can
want to
stay
say
because nobody else wants to call in yet. They're supposed to tell us in chat if they are. There's one other comment in the chat from Terry Schneider. I owe my wrestling career to two people. One is a searcher, and the other is Marcus Mansfield. That man told me about ACW. He is the one who told me to come down and train, and he was the one I have gone to when I have struggled with being the new guy. He is one of the greatest men I know.
Well, thank you for that. And I'll tell you what, Mark, you know, GQ, you're another guy that you don't get the credit you deserve, not just wrestling or anything like, but as a person, because you're a great guy. And I got to tell you though, I'm going to shout out to Wicked today because you put a really nice thing on one of my posts today, and Wicked just put that meme of people flipping you off, and you put that dog thing. I needed a laugh, and that made me laugh for about 5 minutes.
I figured that. And guess what? We talked on the phone for about a half hour after that, too.
It was pretty good. But let me say this real quick here. You know, everybody, and some people use it as a punchline that, you know, Mark and Glenn Jacobs, they're best friends. Oh, did you know I'm Kane's best friend? Well, I've had the opportunity. You know, this is a kind of a secret. First secret is, the guy, like I said, he was one of my biggest heroes, Kane and all that. He doesn't like me. I don't know why. We just never hit it off. I think he really would like this just to choke me every time we're in the same room together.
I've never heard that.
I don't know why.
Yeah, I've never heard that.
Yes, you guys do know why, because it's me. But anyhow, here's the deal, though. Mark does not look. We went down to Memphis Power Pro, and that was a WWE feeder. Mark could have picked up the phone call in 1 second, and we could have did whatever we wanted. And Mark could have did whatever he wanted. He didn't do it. Glenn had told him, and Mark, don't tell people this. Glenn had told him, I want to get you a job with me to WWE. I just want you to be with me. I'll find you to do whatever. Mark said, brother, if I can't get, who does this? He said, brother, if I can't get there on my own, I don't deserve it, and I'm not going to do that because that wouldn't be fair to other people.
That's smart.
Mark and Glenn are more close than it. I was lucky enough a few times to see that real love they have between one another, and it is real. Glenn is always there with Mark. He's been with Mark all the way through this stuff. It's been hard on Glenn. It's been hard on me. It's been hard on everybody. And for him and Glenn to go back as far as they have, and for Glenn to do what he's done in the business, and for Mark to stay humble like he has, there's not one person in the world that if you don't meet Mark Morton just one time and shake his hand, you're missing out on something special, because Mark is one of a kind. And their friendship is one of a kind too. And it is truly, truly one of the sweetest things. I mean, it's really great to see what Mark has done over the years alongside to see what Glenn has become, and them two remain so close still. I'm going to tell you what's one last thing, then I'm going to go.
Hold on. Two things. One, the biggest pop in my house the day of the Hall of Fame was when he mentioned Mark's name. Two, I gotta ask Donnie and you, whose car was it that picked Glenn up to take him to St. Louis in '97? Whose car was it?
It was Mark. It was Mark.
It was. That's another thing. Mark was mentioned in Glenn's book several times too. I thought that was really cool. That excited me. That Glenn gives so much credit to Mark for his success. And
yeah, if only a lot of those stories can be told that wasn't in that book, because they're who y'all. It's just a special to have two guys that, like I said, that's a book. You could write a book about Mark and Glenn's friendship, of how Mark's life, because Mark's not a loser. He's a successful. The whole town of Hannibal and Bowling Green, Mark has, through the years, changed and altered people's lives for the better. This guy is
right here
so serious about helping people and making life better. There's not a better man on this planet. He's my best friend. He's just the greatest dude. And I hope everybody comes down Saturday night and help us honor Mark. And the King, I'm telling you, we're going to have a great card. We got a mixed tag team with, the ladies title, with Playboy Double H and Abby Vick versus Miss Hyde and Brian James, mixed tag. And whoever wins will get the title that's on the line. We got the Night Stalkers going up against, it's kind of a secret right now. Someone kind of gave it out earlier, but when you go dealing with the dark side, you got to go to the dark side. So that's going to be a great match for the brand new ACW tag team titles. And then the man of the hour, the right there, Rough Cut Rick Ruby, ACW's world champion, will be going up against truly a walking legend today, Gary Jackson, for the ACW title. And then the Marcus Mansfield King of the Mountain match, the first one ever. The winner will be cloaked in a king's robe and a crown that I spent a lot of money on, because I didn't want to go cheap. I said, people give cups and people give plaques and stuff, and I said, what I want to do? Mark was his last gimmick that he was doing was King of Independent Wrestling, and me and Mark talked about it, and that was what he wanted to do. So when you win that Rumble, if you win it, you are the Marcus Mansfield King of the Mountain King for a whole year, and that's just going to be great. I go $5 tickets. You can't beat $5. And one last story, then I'm going to go for sure.
Now,
I put that match up there. I put the match on ACW of Mark and Alan, which, God rest his soul, I miss him just as much, against the Bushwhackers. And Carly, well, actually, last night I was laying in bed, at about 11:30 or so, I get a text from Blake, which is Mark's son, and he sends me 2 pictures of Mark looking at his phone, not taking it. He said, Dad can't take his eyes off this. Mark's had a real tough week. It's been real tough. When you're sick like this, you kind of want to sleep a lot. You're kind of not very motivated. Sometimes it's kind of hard to focus. But Carlo told me that while that match was going on, while he was watching that, was the best he had been in a long, long time, and smiling. And that is not something that I expected. It was a gift from God. So that's all I got, guys. Once again, I appreciate, and everyone out there.
Hold on, Soldier. Hold on. You're talking. You're gonna love it. Can you see the video feed, right?
Can I see the video feed?
Well, I mean, are you watching the show? Are you watching us? Or?
I am, and now I.
So I'm going to show you something. You're talking about how much they both were neat freaks and everything, and this picture is. We don't remember this one.
Wasn't that in Mansfield?
No, it wasn't. I forgot where exactly
it was. Mexico. Was it Mexico?
Yeah. It was Mexico. Yeah.
We're not going to mention anything else that happened during that one. But what's funny about this is when you think about it, the only time I've ever seen Mark, and I'm not going to say the words, I'll say it again. The only time I've ever seen Mark raise his voice and scream at somebody was against Chris Powell. Backstage, Winsfield. Leaving it at that.
Oh, the fight.
Yeah.
I think it was over a camcorder even. I
don't remember what it was, but when he called Chris what he did, like, holy crud, what the heck?
Yeah, Mark doesn't
Well,
do
I'll
that.
tell you,
Like I said,
I'll tell you the funniest.
That incident we had.
I'll tell you the funniest.
Somebody pick. Zeke, you first.
Go ahead,
on.
Pat.
Hold a second.
Go ahead, Searcher. You're good. You're good.
I'm just wondering, that fight you're talking about, I think the funniest part of that fight was those two went straight at one another. And this is what was funny was at the time we were kind of battling with the RCW. And Blade was dressed up as a character that we did that probably wouldn't be too popular now, but it was called Gary Gay. And for some reason,
I can find that picture. Hold on.
He's all. Can you get that picture up there?
Yeah. Give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a little bit longer than a second. Go ahead and keep talking now.
Well, you've never ever. I just sat in this chair and I see this scene, and the scene is Chris Powell, Marcus Mansfield going at like two lions flying through the air to attack one another, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, here's this guy dressed as Gary Gay with these sunglasses on, with these big eyelashes and stuff, and he's preaching the word of God, saying we all should get along. We're family, and we should love one another. What is wrong with you two guys? And I look at Alan. I go, Alan, only in professional wrestling. He goes, oh.
I'm showing quite a few pictures of Gary Gay or Gary Michael G.
I do see those. Yeah, I do see those. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I also have some of this one. Hold on, let me see. I'd like to know where this guy went. Hold on, where is it? Hold on. It'll take a second. I'm just kind of curious if I can find it. Hold on. Do I not have it? Okay, I'm just going to ask flat out.
GQ brings the show to a halt.
Whatever happened to Ninja Presley?
He's in Memphis, Tennessee. He's a pretty popular lounge singer in one of the clubs down there. I talk to him all the time.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm dead serious. He got into the marshmallow business, and it was pretty, it's Presley's Marshmallows. It was awesome business.
Nice.
Are they extra fluffy?
Yeah. They went public. And the stocks are going good. I do own stocks in Presley's Marshmallows. The best thing, their slogan is Presley's Marshmallows melt in your mouth. So eat them quick, you bastard. But
Jesus.
So all right, man. I want to hear. I hope more people call in with stories and stuff. So I'm going to get off here and
real quick.
I just appreciate
Yeah, real quick though, Searcher. Are there tickets left available at the door? Because we actually had a couple people inquiring if there's going to be room to buy tickets at the door.
Folks, the place holds 1,000 people. There will be plenty of tickets, and they're all $5 if you buy them before or at the door. I will turn no one away. I will open the garage door and let people watch.
Last time you opened that garage door, a hearse came in. I remember that.
Yeah, you got. Well,
I do remember that.
Real happy with that.
Hold on, Searcher.
I do remember that.
Marcus Mansfield Jr. said, "Searcher, is this like the Blueberry story? Can you tell us this story?"
No, I can't tell you that story because here's the problem with Searcher. Searcher is a nutcase, and when he meets somebody, sometimes he tells them stuff that is so outlandish because I never want people to know what I'm really thinking or what I really mean. And unfortunately, they remember these stories, and I don't. And I get that all the time. Hey, man, you remember when you said those ninjas killed your parents because I said I did karate, and you want to know if I was one of them? Yeah, but I guess, but I don't really remember. The Blueberry story, though, is a special story. It really is. So. And I'm going to drop a bombshell as I leave here, guys. Nobody knows this. This is the first time it's ever been announced. And no one knows this. And it's going to shock a few people, and I will be getting calls from Zeke after this. And then I'm going to get off here, okay? But here's the deal. This is a bombshell, and it is something major. I am Zeke McCoy's real father.
Could be worse.
Oh my God. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
but what did his mother look like?
Yeah, Dad. Tell me. Is Dad gone?
Did he
Dad-
leave?
I don't know. Did he leave? Yeah, he
I think,
left.
yeah, he dropped the bomb.
What the hell? He leaves like that?
Yeah,
You're a
I know.
Libra, aren't you, darling?
I'll see him Saturday though. We got some making up to do. He owes me some time.
We need to see if we can climb a fence and get into a bar again.
Don't do it, all right? It would be a bad move.
Especially what the bar was at the time. So yeah.
Oh my God. So yeah, the bombshell.
You know,
That's a
it's crazy
bombshell.
because like everybody that I know in this business is through Mark. I mean, I had zero interest in wrestling even while I was doing it. I mean, it took years. Mark always found a better way for me. Like I lived a pretty bad life, as Searcher was saying. It wasn't that great. And Mark just always seen something in me. He never really let me stray away. So I mean,
You know, the biggest thing that he saw in you was a backwoods hillbilly. I'm just.
that's probably it. That's probably,
With custom hee-haw short overalls.
Hee-haw. Them things belong to Del Buchanan's where I got them from. I couldn't fit in them now.
What you
Well,
know, if you had more fabric.
Yeah, a lot more.
Oh man. But
I
shoot,
think that's the problem with all of us. I mean,
well, we don't have enough fabric to cover ourselves.
that too.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
really, really happy you guys are doing this podcast for Mark. I think it's awesome and well deserved. And I'm guessing Blake's watching or Marcus Mansfield. I don't know. The names all mess me up, but I imagine Mark's watching us.
I'm trying to find out. Somebody else wants to call in a second. What's the number again, Ruby? Which one?
Well, just once again, it's 314-764-5540. That's the number right there. If someone else wants to call in, besides the one that's been trying to call for about like 10 or 12 times now since someone tried to call me through Facebook Messenger and totally lit up my freaking audio board with like a bunch of squelches.
Is this what I think it was?
Yeah, it is. So my goodness, I mean,
Hold on, you gotta see this one, Zeke. Hee-haw overalls, Hannibal Girls football team uniform.
What is that?
Hee-haw overalls, Hannibal Girls football team uniform.
Oh no!
That was
You
from
don't want a
Butch
picture of that
Buster.
too, do you?
oh my goodness, wow. Wow.
As GQ right now, I'm putting my hat out there right now that as soon as he gets done with training, I want to manage Marcus Mansfield Jr.
He's going to be good.
I'll come back to the business by the time that happens. So
When's the last time you've seen him? He's bigger than that.
hold on, two years ago actually at the hospital.
I saw him Saturday at his birthday party, and I mean he is his dad all over again. I mean, he's bigger though. He's going to be.
The last time I saw him was two or so years ago at the hospital.
Time flies and kids grow, man. Trust me, they do.
Absolutely,
man. They sure do. But shoot, man. But think about when Mark started in this business, though. I mean, he wasn't originally Marcus Mansfield. He was actually Malachi Manson.
Malachi Manson. Yep.
Right.
I forgot that though too, and I have no pictures of that. Just so we all know.
Bubby was a bad Bubba Baker.
Yep. And him and Taylor tagged, I think, within his first year too, as the Glamour Boys.
No, exactly on that. And I've talked to Matt Taylor. He may be coming out not to wrestle. I'll put that right there. He ain't wrestling because The ring's not big enough. But
Oh, wow.
Pat Taylor would be out there, hopefully in Hannibal.
Be
Why
nice
he don't
to
show up? It makes me look like an idiot here. But I had talked to him. He's going to try to make it out there and make an appearance just to welcome it. I mean, there's been so many teams that Mark has done. Like I said, the Faction, which was actually probably this group, if I remember.
That's the Faction, yep.
Then there was this one. Turn Lily off for a second.
Yeah, I'm sorry, brother.
Turn
Right.
the number off, too.
I'm getting there, dang it. Shut it.
Up a little higher. There you go. JD Marcus Mansfield, the Dream Team. I mean, there was just, and of course we had, I guess the only thing I have for this one is, hold on, where's it at? PYT he's been in. I mean, he's been in so many of the groups around there, and it's because, and I'll say this, I kept begging for years, I wanted to manage him, and it never happened in some groups because nobody wanted to do it, but I've always wanted to manage Marcus because that's how great of a talent he is, no matter what, and that much great of a human being as well.
Mark has a really big ring presence. He radiates it.
He's the only one that he's Vicious and Delicious. I should know that because I'm wearing the shirt. Carla had to point that out. I forgot. Vicious and Delicious was a good tag team of his that he actually did bring back for a while too.
Forgot about it.
And I don't know why I forgot about it. I'm wearing the darn shirt. So, which, by the way, Carla, if there's any 2X or 3X of those black and gold shirts, I would like one.
Yeah,
I'll buy it. I'm just saying.
I've always been a real big Kiss fan. Obviously, I'm wearing a Kiss shirt now. But my very first Kiss concert, Mark took me to it. And
nice.
It was one of the greatest things because we have this guy back home that everybody knows, big Kiss fan. His name's Kurt Weimer. And we're all the way there. Mark's teasing me. Hey, we're going to run into Kurt. I bet you Kurt's there. Oh, it was Wayne Weimer, Kurt's brother. Anyway, I'm like, no. We're like in this, at the amphitheater, and it's 20,000 people, and we hear somebody yell, "Hey, Mark!" It's Wayne Weimer. He pegged us in the crowd. I'm like, no way. But that was my first Kiss concert, and Mark took me. Mark's been there for a lot in my life. He did the prayer at my wedding and at my dad's funeral.
And he's done the prayer every single show we've ever had that he was there.
Everyone. And that's so important to him. He was there for all my children being born. Mark's been, my single biggest influence in my life. And it means so much that, that they're doing this Saturday for him, that you're doing this for him.
I like this idea. Hold on. Take a look at this. I kind of like that idea.
What is it?
We can always start the Mansfield Mafia.
The Mansfield Mafia.
Kind of like that. That works.
Yeah, that'll work. So,
but and I agree. It's like, I don't think I would have lasted as long in this business if it wasn't for the stuff early on in MPW with Mark.
MPW was a lot of fun. That was my funnest time. That's when I had my most fun.
Yep. Yeah.
And I'm going to do this. Everybody knows one word I like to practice and preach is kayfabe.
Yeah, you've always been that way.
I'm doing this not as GQ. I'm doing this as Tim Johns. First time I've ever saying my real name. I'm going to get a lot of shit over that, though. But from the bottom of my heart, Mark, I thank you for everything you've done. I thank you for everything how you've treated me. I thank you for one of the best paydays that I've had that I didn't have to hurt myself on. I thank you for everything you have done, for reaching out to me at my lowest, and just for being there and being one hell of a guy.
Tim. Mark does.
Stop calling me that now. Don't make people remember the name.
Mark loves you, and I'm telling you, when your father passed away, Mark come and picked me up at my house and said that we need to drive down there and be there for Tim, and that's what we did. Me made the drive to go down, to be there to support you.
And I remember that too.
His heart broke for you and mine as well, because we were all really close. But Mark loved both of you guys. We'll sit around and tell stories, and it's always stories about you guys, you as well, Rick, and Searcher, and it goes back to everybody. I mean,
yeah. So
he loved you guys. He loves you guys. I mean, I was at his house Saturday, and when people say that Mark's not, he's not messed up. I mean, he's really not. He mixes words up, but he knows what's going on around him. I mean,
of course.
He likes what's going on. I mean, we talked about this show coming Saturday. I mean, I truly believe Mark. At one point, Mark was given 4 months to be here, and that's over 2 years now, or almost 2 years.
Yeah.
So Mark's strong, like Pat said, he's superhuman, and I'm just glad you guys are doing this for him.
Yeah.
I mean, I know this would have been happening regardless of his health. I know that.
Yeah.
Even before everything, I wanted to get Mark as an interviewee on the show. Because I want to hear a lot more stories, especially I wanted to hear some Glenn ones. I mean, that's just
There's a lot of stories
that Mark in me.
There's a lot of stories there's some stories that don't relate to wrestling. I'll give you one that was kind of funny to me. It was Mark's an upstanding. He's an upstanding guy in the community where he's from. He's not Marcus Mansfield all the time there. He's a really proper, upstanding, deacon in the church. And him and I decided one night we was going to prank his niece's uncle, and we crawled on top of the house, and we was yelling down in the stovepipe, just saying stuff to him, Danny. So he calls the police, and we're on this roof, and I was a lot more limber than Mark. So when the cops came, I hit the ground running. I was gone. But they told Mark to say, "Get down." Mark said, I was off listening back. I was already back in the car with Carla. And
she ran blockers when she did.
And they said, "Get on." Mark said, he said, "If I could get off the roof, I've been with him." He couldn't. So they wanted to put him in handcuffs and walk him across the street, and he just flat refused. He said, "I am not going to be seen in handcuffs. You don't know who I am." He went off.
Goodness.
You guys have done a lot of pranks on people.
Oh, we've got a 25 or so year running Halloween prank. Here's one for you. I'm sitting on my couch back in Wright City, Missouri, and I'm just listening to my phone, and embarrassingly, I'm singing. It's all about that bass. I don't know why I was singing that, but I was sitting on my couch, and then I get a text message from Mark. And I'm like, all right, so I open the message, and it's a picture of me sitting on my couch. He come through my basement, up my stairs, into my kitchen, got like 5 feet in front of me, took my picture, turned around and left, and went back out. I was like, no. So I walked out, and I was, no way. So I opened my front door, and my yard was trashed. Toilet paper in my trees, and my trampoline for the kids moved all the way across it was horrible. Glitter bombs all over my car, which my girlfriend and her mom were sitting in the car. And they didn't even see it. This is the stuff that you have to deal with Mark and his family. He would pick his kids up and go get 15 teenage girls and go buy out a Dollar General of toilet paper and just turn them loose.
Oh my God, that is so awesome.
I got ideas for neighbors of mine now, but anyway.
Man.
So tell us about when you got lost in the ocean on a boogie board.
Well, that wasn't a boogie board. I just thought it'd be fun to. I was playing with a snorkel, and I just kept going out further and further and further. Pretty soon, all I can see is a bunch of little heads.
Piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy.
Then we messing around. We rented a dune buggy in Cozumel, and I ended up cutting the car off, and it was a cop, and he was pissed. he ran me.
You of all people are going to mess with Mexican cops in Mexico.
That's what the searcher said. He said, "You crazy?" I didn't realize it. But Mark, you're nuts, Junior. that's how Mark would say, "You're nuts, Junior."
Oh my God! No,
I
my
know
God.
there has to be a lot of good stories from those cruises y'all taken before those two.
Them cruises are a lot of fun. I mean, because of Mark, I've seen parts of the world that I would have never seen. One of Mark's favorite stories he'll always tell people is, I'm sitting home one night, he calls me. It says, "Hey, we're going to Panama City, Florida tomorrow." Well, Chloe says, "Come on, go with us." I had zero money, no notice, and I ended up going to Panama City and living off of peanut butter and jelly. But if you look at all the pictures from the cruises, I look like I'm photoshopped into them because Mark's got a really beautiful family, and I was more of a punk, covered in tattoos.
You were the bum that found the family photo and tried to add it in there.
That's exactly what the pictures look like. Exactly.
Oh, hold on. Now bring that back up real quick. You got chased around by. Hold on, I hit it. You got chased by seagulls, apparently.
I did. Blake, Marcus Mansfield Jr. thought it would be funny. It started off kind of easy. These seagulls would fly up to the boat and they take Cheetos and kind of throw them up and they catch them. And they kept doing that. And then Blake thought it'd be funny just to dump a whole bag of Cheetos on me. And when he did, those seagulls everywhere.
It was the DNA because that's just Mark right there for you.
Oh yeah, yeah. I went to get my car one night and I'm literally the biggest rooster I've ever seen in my life come flying out of it trying to eat me because of Mark. I'm sitting
the
at
one
my
show I can't say it on, Ruby.
These guys
got scared by a big rooster. So
it was horrible. They drove by and there was spotlights coming in the house where I was at, and I opened the door and they was out there crowing like a rooster and took off. So I told my cousin, I said, "Man, they got my car." So I went and found my car, and it was out in the middle of the street. But I went to open the door up, and there was a big rooster come flying out of it. I mean, a big, foghorn leghorn. It was mad.
Oh my God. That's crazy, man.
You got to think now. Everything that Mark has done, he's deserving of being in the Midwest Indie Hall of Fame.
He was in the charter class, wasn't he?
No. Second, the class after that.
Was it? I knew it was somewhere in there.
So the classes first. Searcher was the lone one the first time. Then it was Frank Reed, Big Ben, Hawk Elliott, and
Stud,
and Hollywood Stud.
Yes.
Mark was in the class with because I wasn't there at that one, and
he was in the class with Keith Smith, Damian Blade.
Mm-hmm.
It was Doug Michaels as the legacy in the
That's right.
I like the other one. I was trying to remember.
I want to think Hawk Elliott and Mark went in together. I'm pretty sure Hawk and Mark went in together.
No, it wasn't.
No,
I remember that. Hawk it was a 4 class on that one.
Yeah,
give me 1 second, Ruby. I can tell you exactly on that one. Because with me collecting autographs, I have the Hall of Fame card signed by them on that, and that was Indie Miscellaneous. I
do know Mark was inducted by Glenn Jacobs, though. How cool is that?
He was?
Well, not like Glenn did a video for.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he did. He did do a video. That's right. I remember that.
Gary Jackson.
That's right. What? Oh yeah, my opponent Saturday night.
Is that right?
That's why you chose to get, because you're going to get your butt whipped.
Nice.
Again, hold on. Turn off Blake there for a second.
All right, hold on.
And the ticker.
Don't tick me. But yeah.
But again, that's this Saturday in we'll go like this in Hannibal, Missouri, at the Admiral Kuntz Armory. Admiral Kuntz Armory, 301 Warren Barrett Drive, Hannibal, Missouri. Tickets are just $5. You can get them at Brick Oven. Where were the other ones that was said?
There was a outlet in Bowling Green. I forgot where it was. I think it's on. It's the Cellular Satellite Center in Bowling Green. It's actually on that flyer.
I'm zooming in on the flyer on my computer. Hold on.
Yeah. So
the Cellular Satellite Center on 1300 Business Highway 61, and also the Brick Oven. And of course, you can get it at the door. And like what Searcher said, he will squeeze people in if he has to open up that side door and everything. So this hopefully will be one of the biggest shows of the year.
It definitely it is going to be huge for a lot of us.
Yep. So,
I mean,
so if I can,
Carla said Butcher, Gary, Keith, and hold on, we just said it again. Damien, Gary, Marcus, Keith. Yeah, because I was there for the Tony Costa one and everything. So
yeah. All right. So, and I know we're probably getting close to the 2-hour mark here. We're probably not going to go over.
Yes, you can talk, Ruby. I'm sorry.
All right. How about you shut up then? Take the picture down. Good Lord. No wonder we don't have tornadoes around here. Will you
nice. I remember
take
that
it down.
guy. I remember that guy.
That's it. That is it. Oh my God, dude! I can't even float through the studio. You put so much crap up here. Holy crap! Oh my
I got
God.
good stuff on there.
Oh,
I miss those after the. I really miss those after the show dinners we'd all go to. Everybody'd all go together.
Yeah.
We, especially in Hannibal, we're at that restaurant that was there. Mark's just watching, knowing that it can give him some problems there in town. While me, Ruby, and Derek Davis are having a jelly throwing fight.
I remember that. That was at that. It was a little roadside. It was a little diner, like Kathy B Diner, I think it was, or.
Mm-hmm.
I remember it.
Yeah, it was.
We had Dave Helvey was there then too.
Yep.
You guys were throwing jelly.
I remember. Yeah, I remember him.
I was innocent. It was Ruby and Derek that were throwing the jelly packets at people.
It was mostly Derek.
My boss.
We'll just blame Derek. That works out fine for all of us. Go ahead. You were going to say something, Ruby.
Oh yeah.
We went back to the last show. That we
hold on, Zeke. Hold on. Let Ruby talk. He's gonna blow.
No. Go ahead and finish. If it's this road story, I want to finish it there. Yeah, because we'll blame Derek anyway. So go ahead. So it was after the show. You said it was at Kathy B's?
I think it was Kathy B's Roadside Diner or something like that. Or they change the name of it all the time.
Oh yeah, well.
Yeah, I heard it's not that good anymore.
No, probably not. I haven't been there in years.
Yeah, but no, but what I just kind of wanted to say here is with the kind of a story involving me and how I kind of got in the business. In the show that I seen, or that at least I attended at, was at a place called Big Texas. And then I was dating a girl at the time and brought along, and apparently was a small world that apparently ran into Brian James, who was still training at the time. And I didn't know that Brian was in the health field working, and that's how they knew each other. So that was kind of blew my mind. But I was still kind of a little bit on the strong fan side, if you knew, toward the Marcus side a little bit. And but I'll tell you what, Marcus is one of the guys I just saw that just that just really got my goat. You know what I'm saying? He really knew how to get under people's skin back then, and he played his role well. And then Brian comes up to my girlfriend at the time, and I forgot who else I was talking about. I think it was like Pretty Boy or at the time too with Floyd. And it was like, so you think you might want to get in the wrestling business? I'm like, yeah, I want to get out. I need to kick somebody's ass. I need to kick somebody's butt. That's all I want. So So that was the kind of time where they had to take me to the side, be like, okay, you kind of have to settle down a little bit here, brother, if you want to be in this business. I'm like, okay, I'm cool. Okay, tell me what's up. So Marcus was actually one of the guys that was that basically kind of talked me in and what we do and all that, and eventually being in my first official match, which was a 6-man tag down at the old Ambassador in Jennings. It was me, Marcus, and JD on one side, Disco Joe, Brian, or the Panther at the time, and the Beast. And what do you talk about taking a beating at the end, and then taking a beating after the bell? And I'm like, okay, maybe this is my initiation to see if I can that I can hold up. Because taking two beast bombs and a somersault plancha to where Joe broke his freaking fall on my gut, knocking the wind out of me. That pretty much took the wind out of me. And but yeah, it was kind of Mark kind of urged me to want to get into business for real. Because like, I want to get this dude's butt, but they had to kind of take me off to the side. So. Yeah, I mean, listen, Mark's been there through it all, man. Been in my first match, and just really, I mean, just like I say, an awesome talent, because he really knew how to play it well, and also put in a style to a 3D Incorporated, which we did not mention.
Yeah, I forgot. I was just thinking about that too with the 3D. I was going to mention that, but you were talking.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, did you have it? Did you have a big man splash it twice and then somebody somersault land on you?
Junior, it gets so bad that Ruby gets even winded every time he wrestles now. So.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Very funny. Very funny.
You talk about Mark being a real talent. It's amazing because like I've met a lot of people into the business, but he is the polar opposite of his wrestling characters. So like it's just strictly talent with him. Like he's not that person. It's hard to explain what I'm trying to say, but he's just good at what he does. A lot of charisma. He can make you mad. I mean, he can turn you mad quick.
Yeah, he comes out as every lady's fantasy, but he's really everybody's inspiration.
I mean, yeah, my boss comes back to the last show, the one where Rick's got the picture of Glenn and Mark, and my boss's son was a huge a Kane fan, so that's why I took him back with me and my boss. But they were so impressed with how busy as it was that Mark gave so much of his time to them to talk to the kid about getting into the business. I'll probably send you a picture, but of my boss's son. He's almost as big as Glenn. He's 15 years old, so Glenn was really impressed too. But Mark was giving him pointers on getting into the business and stuff. But like, they were just really impressed with how, no matter what was going on, Mark had time for him. And the kid left a fan. He asked about Mark constantly to me. Asked if I've heard from him, how he's doing. Let him know they're praying for him. I mean, it's just how Mark is, man. People just love him.
Yeah, awesome. But yeah, so
to add to that, yeah, for Mark it was a character. All of us are really jerks though. So, but Mark, that was just a character for Mark, and he was probably the most honest and noble human. He is the most honest and noble human being.
Just so you guys know, Zeke's a character too.
Yeah,
Zeke really did.
I'm not real certain with my dad. I want to do some investigating on that one. I'm gonna call my mom when I'm finished.
Oh no, Zeke, you gotta go up to him and say, "Hi, Daddy."
Oh yeah.
No, call him Poppy.
Poppy, I'm gonna wear a shirt. The Searcher's my daddy.
He's going to regret doing this now because you could turn that all the way around on him.
Oh yeah, that's for certain. I'll tell you what, Zeke, we're going to wrap up just a couple quick things here. As we're getting near the end of the show, I definitely do thank you coming on, and we will be seeing you on Saturday night for certain.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I left my car at Mark's, so I have to go back.
Yeah, right. All right, brother. Well, you take care, and we'll see you on Saturday. All right.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. Thanks for everything, guys.
All right, man. You take care, man.
Ribby,
Yep.
there is one more picture I want. You go, Zeke. You go ahead. Bye.
Okay.
There's one more picture that I finally got because I didn't know where to find it at, and somebody found it for me.
Oh, there you go. Okay. I
don't know who has a better cheesy grin, Mark or the two yahoos behind him.
The photo bombers.
They're trying to cause chaos and cause a riot.
Yeah, like they had the tag titles on at the time, or the WPW tag titles at the time as well. So
no, that's not WPW. I don't think, is it?
Well, it's not at a WPW show, but remember we were doing the whole cross promotion. It almost looks like WPW's tag titles, but
it could be. I don't know. I think it might be both. I don't know. I think they had both at that time.
Yeah, they did. They had RCW, WPW tag titles at the same time. So,
but you got the two superstars on either end, and then you got looks like a fan that just has a bad good-looking hat. But watch, I'm going to knock on the front door about this one.
Yep. Yeah. So just to kind of recap here. So this Saturday night, the Admiral Coots Armory for ACW Hannibal. For ACW Hannibal. Remember, all tickets are $5. Three championship. All titles will be on the line. It'll be interesting on this mixed tag. So, say for instance, if Brian James pins Playboy Double H, Abby Beck loses her title to Miss Hyde, who didn't have any decision in the fall. So,
but wait. Now, if Playboy was to pin somebody, does he become the ladies' champion?
Oh, I could so see that. Yes.
I mean, and Zeke, I know you're hearing us in the green room. Stay there. We'll talk after the show. But yeah, I mean, you can see Playboy as the new women's champion. Maybe Brian James might win it too.
But he's so pretty, he could pass for it. So,
plus you got to worry about Gary Jackson, which that train will run you down.
No, this train will run him down. I'm bigger than
it's
Gary.
Not a pain train, bang bang, but it's still a train.
Oh my God, no!
Plus the
tag titles, yep. So,
which I know who he was referring to that kind of challenged him, and I'm just not going to say it. Plus, you got my man Big Texan to probably go run over everybody there. Texan, maybe the king of everything after the end.
Yeah, the King of the Mountain match. But I know it's going to be kind of like a battle royal style. I don't know if it's going to be a rumble style, but once you're in the ring, once you get in the battle, if you even leave the ropes and hit the floor, it doesn't matter if you're over the top, through the ropes, or underneath the ropes, you fall. Right. So if you leave the ring and you hit the floor, you're eliminated.
So what this does is all the people that think, hey, I'm going to crawl under the ring, hide under it, wait till somebody leaves it. No, once you touch it, unless your feet don't hit the floor, then there you go.
Yeah, I think somebody didn't listen to your instruction. GQ.
I saw that. It's okay.
That's
he has dial up and everything. He has the brick phone, so.
Yeah, it's all
with
right.
One of those big old camcorders mounted to the top of it. That's how he was able to get on.
Yeah. So
everybody is like, Playboy thinks he's going to be king in the mountain, but no, I'm guaranteeing I'm going to have Big Texan win that one.
Oh man!
I'll even post a video later in a minute.
Yeah, but that ought to be definitely ought to be interesting with a King of the Mountain match. And like I said, I got my match to worry about with Gary. I've got a much more important.
And for me, for me, it's been a long time coming to return to Hannibal to begin with. The last time I was there was MPW days.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So it'll be definitely, it will be a great card, guys. It's worth it. It's definitely worth the trip. You're going to have a great show. You can't beat $5 getting into the door. And like I said, for, to honor the legend, I think definitely a legend in independent wrestling with Marcus Mansfield, not just around the Missouri area or Illinois bi-state area, whatever. I would think, a lot of people, if they knew the example that he set, he's definitely a more than legend, I would say, across the entire nation.
Well, you got to, like I said early on, you got to think that when somebody of the caliber of Kane thanks him publicly on national WWE televised event, that says a whole hell of a lot.
And of course, he's mentioned in Kane's book too. So, I mean,
and of course, in the interviews like he's had with Austin, he's mentioned Mark and the bad car.
Right. Yeah, with the car, and I don't know if we've really gotten the full gist of that story, but
referees know what we're talking about. Just saying.
He's a big guy. You got to knock
That's
him
why
out.
he's called Big Texan.
That's right, Big Texan. So, we'll be on next week. Still trying to decide who we want to bring on as a guest, but of course, when we know, then we'll make the announcement to make you all know. For those who tune in tonight, obviously, we thank you, and we thank you for your continued support of watching this podcast. Make sure you're liking not just our Facebook page, but our YouTube channel and also our Twitch channel, all at Falls Count Everywhere. So go ahead and like that. If you got any suggestion or anything that you want to leave for a guest, or if you have a question regarding our podcast, you can always email fallscounteverywhere@gmail.com.
And keep in mind, if you suggest somebody that's going to cost a whole lot of money, pay for it or shut up.
Right. Yeah.
Just saying.
What is this? That's a B210. Oh, my Lord.
That's a small vehicle, isn't it?
Yeah. That's
almost reminds me of putting a 6'9" person in a neon before, but we ain't going to get into that one.
Right. Exactly. I think I'm starting to echo for some reason. Oh, no, I think we're good now. All right.
Is it you or me?
I think it was me. Pretty sure it was me. Yeah. So. All right, man. Well, hey, it's been a fantastic show. Once again, I want to thank Marcus Mansfield, his lovely wife, Carla, and Marcus Mansfield Jr., and the rest of the friends and family that have actually watched tonight or commented. We thank you very much for that. Everybody else, we thank you for your participation. Playboy, Butcher, definitely the Searcher, Zeke. You guys, definitely thank you very much for making this show a great one. We're definitely going to have a better show this coming Saturday night. Remember, bells open at 5 p.m. And show starts at 6 with all the fun festivities that will happen on Saturday night. So, for Mr. GK, Matthew Wayne Schuyler, I am Rough Cut Rick Ruby. This was episode number 38 of the Falls Count Everywhere. We have Man of the Hour, Marcus Mansfield, and actually called in and had a great conversation. Guys, and we will see you next week. And we'll make you work, guys. Thank you.